Okay, today we're going to try to take this pile of chain link fence, angle iron, flat stock, and turn it into a ladder rack system for my UTV. I desperately need something. I usually just run stuff across the back, but I'm always hitting trees and obstacles. I want something on top. I can carry my ladder, lumber, so on and so forth. So from all this, I think we can come up with something pretty decent. It doesn't have to be super heavy duty. Maybe carry 100, 200 pounds. It's really all I need. So let's dig into it. I want to clear this plastic roof here. I've already kind of leveled over and found my upright measurements. So these are going to be 30 inches tall. I'll have 2 on each side, maybe a cross member, and definitely a cross member here. And I plan on maybe taking some of that angle iron. Those will be my top rails. And then a cross member on back. I want to still be able to, this is a dump bed, so I still want to be able to use that feature. So I think we should be okay. Overall length, I'm thinking 5-6 feet. Six feet would put us out there quite a ways. That's a lot of stress. I'm not going to have nothing out there. So we lose our fulcrum. Yeah, we need to probably go maybe 66. That's right in the middle. So 63. I want most of the way back here. I know you probably can't see me in camera, but this is what I'm talking about. I don't want to put a whole bunch in front there. You can always lean it out the back. We'll go with 6 feet and see how that goes. I got the material, the angle iron. Could easily carry around 10 foot if I had a 5-foot platform up here. But once you get into 12 and 14 foot pieces, then you're going to have a lot of flapping. So let's start with 6 feet. Gotta find my dogs. Be back. Okay, I'm back. Corralled the dogs. They're all in their kennels now, so we can get to work. I think the first thing I'm going to do is just break down these chain link fences, these gates. Like I said, my uprights are going to be 30, and then about 4 feet, give or take. So we're going to just break this all down, see what I have for pieces, and then go from there. So I got all those chain link gates pieces all broke down. There's kind of what's left over. Plus I broke down some angle iron. That was my shipping container from my sawmill 4 or 5 years ago. And here's kind of what I'm left with. So I'm thinking these two pieces of angle iron, they're pretty close to being the same. Those would be my, I guess, 6-foot runners up top. These two will be kind of cross members, and then for the tray up top, and then all this will be my uprights. I just need 4 30-inch uprights. Now I may come back in and maybe take some of these offcuts and do some gussets. We'll see how strong it ends up being. Of course, I'm left with all this hardware too. That was some scrap that I pulled out of the boneyard. This stuff here, this is conduit. Not even the same size as the fencing. This is a cut-off piece that was just so messed up. It's all punctured, rotted. I'm not going to mess with that. I got plenty of good stuff right here. So now it's just time to start fabricating. We'll get the 30-inch pieces cut down. Need 4 of them. Cut these two down to 6 foot. And then these are about 48 inches across. I'll get everything plumbed up and stuff, squared up, and then take that measurement before I cut that. So yeah, just want to take a pause and explain the situation here. So we'll get back to, now we'll actually get to fabricating now. Alright, I'm going to mock up one of these clamps to show you exactly what's going on here, but also just to see what my final measurement is, because the bolt does kind of get in the way, so it might not be exactly 30 inches. I'll square off of this piece here. This was already factory. Hasn't been damaged, so it's pretty good straight edge. That's how it's going to rest on there. Now it's a matter of squaring it up this way. And I think I'm just going to eyeball it. $30 Cool. It's not very complicated at all. It's starting to sprinkle on me. That's alright. Sprinkle don't hurt nothing. Alright, so let's go ahead and cut 4 of these at 30. I'm going to try to get straight and strong as possible here. Alright, got my 4 pieces here. I'm actually going to break out a tool that I got at this Hoarder's auction a while back. It's a weighted bandsaw. But it's nothing fancy. Fancier than what I had. But it works pretty good. It's got a really nice blade on it, so I'll bring it out. I don't think we're going to get much rain. Like I said, it's just a little bandsaw. So it's just I mean, it is pretty heavy duty and it's old, so it's heavy. Pretty happy with the purchase. I can use it upright like that too. The only thing is, it came with the shortest cord. I think this guy probably had it purposely set up for maybe very few uses of repetitive cuts. He had a pretty nice shop. You could tell it was a fab shop. This station did that, this station did this. But no biggie. I got an extension cord, and I can always replace the cord. So I grabbed out kind of the best ones I have. Let's get a straight edge on it, and then we'll flip it and we'll mark it at 30. And it has an automatic shut off. Cuts through that with like butter. This is real thin wall stuff, but still. I'm trying to think about how to go about this now to make sure everything's square and level, or not level, but I guess flush with that piece. I don't know if I want to weld that on quite yet. It's plenty high enough to where I'm not going to hit my head. There's a lot of advantages of being vertically challenged. I did actually think about lowering my shocks though, so I could get it into the shop. But I think I'm still going to be able to. As long as I stay below this, I forgot about this lift here. I can't have any more than 78. Oh man. Now that's 79 and a half. Well, this one might just have to go into the container when it comes time to store it. I rarely ever store it. I'm always using it, so. Exactly 22 and a half apart. So I'm going to try to mimic the same thing over there. then I'll be able to take my measurements for crossberries. Kind of hoping to measure off of this frame right here, but you can just see the bed is not squared up to this. So I noticed that this clamp piece here is much closer to the bend than that one over there. So I guess we're just gonna have to eyeball it. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. Seems like everything's working out. Yeah. I really need some clamps. So I thought I'd jump in here real quick. This was a stretch of just pretty much grinding, welding, cleaning the welds. And what I'm doing here is building the top tray of the racks, and then I'll place it, and then we'll tack it to the uprights. But I didn't really pause throughout this process just because it's just essentially a big, frame. There's 4 welds, and then I just clean up the welds. So anyways, just thought I'd jump in here and kind of explain what's going on. That's the general idea. Starting to pick up out here, and I gotta get my welder and stuff inside. So it's 4:32. I usually eat dinner around 5. I can't wait much longer, but so we'll just call it. I'll be out here tomorrow, kind of finishing it up, squaring it off, and I'll probably just weld these on. I am thinking about doing a gusset here. I think back here it'll be fine, but we can always throw some in there. Just weld these up underneath. So that's for tomorrow. Talk to y'all later. Well, good morning. I'm back on the UTV rack system. Should be able to finish this up this morning, but I'm going to put one more support in my bed up top, right around 40 inches, and then do some gussets and stuff. So we're just going to kind of get back to work. I'll put you on time lapse through the grinding and cutting, the boring stuff, and I'll bring you back when there's something that's somewhat entertaining or informative. So, all right, let's do it. So I welded up the bed over there, so I'm letting that cool down. In the meantime, I'm securing these posts. These clamps are great for, kind of mocking it up and stuff, but they keep moving on me. So I'm putting some self-tappers in here once I get it all squared. Could have probably made this all just taken a whole lot of measurements and stuff and made it on the table over there, but like I said, I kind of design on the go, so this is what works for me. They're self tappers, but I'm still pre-drilling just because they're used self tappers. I'm gonna try to tighten this bolt again, either that I'll put another self-tapper on the back so it prevents this kind of racking. Right now it won't go this way, but it will go this way a little bit. Let me go let these dogs out for a little bit. I'll be right back. So just like most acreages, we have wild animals everywhere, but one thing I cannot stand is stinking rabbits. They just flea-ridden, nasty little creatures, and they don't stand a chance against Nellie. She's fast and she's agile. She just caught one, but she was getting kind of protective of her kill with Ivan, so her and her rabbit are in her kennel again, and Ivan gets to hang out with me. So let's get back to it. Gonna work. I gotta cut a little bit of that front piece of angle iron out because it's rubbing against the plastic. Not much, maybe like a 1/4 inch to a half. And yeah, definitely gonna put some gussets here. Not sure what I'll use yet. Probably just some leftover pipe. So I don't think I'll need any gussets back here. I am contemplating put a cross member in here and then somehow maybe tie onto here for more rigidity. Okay, I just realized I probably need to put this cross member on before I weld. Okay, I think I got it to where I can just start welding it up. The goal here is to have it all welded up, and when I want to take it off, I'll just undo these nuts right here on the, I guess, the clamps, and just lift it off. Well, I'll have to undo this one too, I guess. Shouldn't be too bad. I don't know if I'll ever have to take it off, but if the time arises, I want to be able to. So I'm going to go grab a bite to eat, and I'll come back. We'll throw the lid up there and just start tacking everything, square it, and then weld it. I'll see you shortly. Definitely would have been easier down on the ground, but I'm getting it. This stuff's pretty thin. Like I said, it'll take this weight. May have to put something in here, but we'll see what it feels like after I'm done. Yes, I know I should have long sleeves on. I don't need any safety sallies telling me otherwise. I definitely know that. I just don't care. I had this like right at 20 amps, so pretty much the lowest it'll go and still weld. And it did okay at times. A couple times I blew through, then I was able to build it back up. So got it welded there, then I put this flat bar, and that put a lot of support on this front. Still gives a little, but it gave a whole lot more before. Now in front here, I'm going to go ahead and cut out that angle just a little bit more on the left there. Welded this up over here. I think we're going to throw some paint on it, clean it up. Well, I'll have to take it off and put it in the shop, but yeah, pretty happy with that. It'll give me something to put my ladders and my lumber and stuff. Oh, it'll be so sweet. Okay, I'll bring you back when I get it off and into the shop. Okay, I got the racks inside the shop now. And my son come down and help me take it off the UTV. So the plan was to bring it in and get all the rust and just wire wheel everything, get it prepped for paint. But I noticed like the front here where I had to cut out that angle for the plastic hump, it looked real flimsy. So I'm going to use some of that flat stock in here, just kind of beef it up. So I got a little bit more welding to do, and figured I'd bring you along. Probably just put you on time lapse for this. I'll do a couple, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 beads in here. I'm not going to weld the whole thing, no sense in doing that. And then I'll get to wire wheeling, clean it all up, prime it, paint it, and hopefully my son will still be here and he can help me put it back up. But yeah, it shouldn't take too long. Okay, I got her all done, painted, and reinstalled. Now to install this, I just carry it out and I kind of rest it up on the roof there. And then I just feed the legs into those clamps. Works quite well. And then that one too. So it feels pretty stiff for what I need to carry. I'm not carrying hundreds or thousands of pounds. I did think about putting a lateral in here, but I don't think I'm going to need that. So I passed on that. So again, just another project of using scrap I had laying around. This was some old angle iron. Some of it was from an old bed frame. Some of it was from my sawmill packaging. And then I had this flat stock that came out of the chain link fence along with this round tubing. And yeah, this isn't the thickest stuff, but for this kind of you know, pressures and stuff, it'll be just fine. Yeah. Now, I don't have a whole lot of clearance up there, but I'm not really too worried about that. If anything, I'll put a bumper under there, maybe a pool noodle or something. Glad I finally got this done. And I will paint these, but it rained last night, so we'll give that a couple days to dry out. It's super humid today. The rack system, or the racks were in my shop, so those were nice and dry this morning. I might go down and get my ladder. I'll bring it back when I have stuff on it. Okay, so I got my racks on. You can see carrying a ladder and stuff, working great. I just want to attach some ratchet straps so that they're permanently on there. So that's what I'm doing now. Nothing fancy here, just bolting them on, and yeah, I'll show you kind of that process. So here's all I'm doing. There's a hole in the ratchets, you know, for this application. But I went ahead and put a washer behind the bolt head. You can see in there. And then, just so they don't back out, I've got a rubber sided metal washer for the other end, as well as a nylon nut lock. So these bolts are a little long, but I'll just come back and cut them off. Okay, so if I want to transport my ladder on one side, some lumber on the other side, or piping or whatever, I got a ratchet strap for each side now. Alright, so I know I talked about this before, but right there where I cut out that angle iron, I'm going to go ahead and put some fuel hose or something up underneath that. Did notice when I'm traveling or driving the UTV, it's kind of bouncing by the suspension and stuff, so it is hitting against there. I don't want to wear a hole. But also where that screw is, right there, there's a clamp underneath that you can adjust, so you can pull that roof down. I'm going to do both, so let's get that done. Gotta find some hose here. I always keep my cut-off hoses. Let's see what we got here. So this would probably work, but yeah, that's water hose, and this stuff is power washer hose. Let's see what else I got. Something fatter than that, but that's pretty good wall thickness. It doesn't look long enough, but got another stash in one of these drawers here. Not that one. Not that one. There we go. I don't know if I'm gonna have anything long enough, but I like the thickness on that one. Really, I just need, maybe we'll make this work. So this could be like air conditioning hose or something like that. Just some scrap I had laying around. So we put that in the center. I'll keep it off most of it. Okay. Alright, so I'll just get a razor and I'll go right down the center of this hose. Okay, so I just split that like so, and now I'm going to work it up on there. So I think I'm going to roll with that. I think that'll be just fine, and that support will help support the front. Not going to be a whole lot of weight on the front there. So I think that's good. I think we're in business here. So when I'm done at the mill, I can throw everything up on top. Before I was just laying the pieces across here, and I'm always going to do projects, so this will definitely get a lot of use. But when I was laying the 1x, 2x, 4x, whatever across here, you know, I had a huge wingspan. So I was occasionally hitting stuff. Now I don't even have to worry about it. Now I will say that the one downside of this is pulling into the shop here. I think I'm beyond my max here. Yeah, about 1.5 inches. So the suspension on this thing is adjustable, so I can always lower that. I don't know if I get 1.5 inches, but I can always just park it in my shipping container too. I was kind of curious this morning just to see if they sold like a universal rack system for UTVs. And I did find one on Tractor Supply. It was $600. I mean, I do probably have 6 to 8 hours into this. So depending on what your time is worth, or if you just don't enjoy this stuff, I do enjoy this stuff. No way I would have spent $600, and it looked chintzy too. So you imagine, you know, it's supposed to be universal. These telescope, this telescope. So there's a piece down here. A lot of the reviews said it's okay for the job and stuff, but for the money, it wasn't worth it. And the instructions were real bad. There might be a better kind. I don't know, but again, this was just scrap I had laying around, so I used it up and made use of it. No, another project done. All right, well, appreciate y'all watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.